First thing I want to point out is this. The characters in the poster with their costumes and these moments in the trailers, that's probably the same amount of screen time that is genuinely in the full-length film. This movie sucks. Hey guys, my name is Joseph Curtis, and if you love movies just as much as me, you have come to the right place. Now do me a huge solid and click that like and subscribe button. Also, if you want to follow me on the following social platforms, that would be great as well. Now, let's start talking my most anticipated movie of the year. I can't even really fully finish that sentence without cracking. Let's get this over with. Madam Web. Cassandra Webb develops the power to see the future. Forced to confront revelations about her past, she forges a relationship with three young women bound for powerful destinies if they can all survive a deadly present. Let me just first, right off the bat, be nice to this movie. I'm gonna be positive for just a brief moment. Dakota Johnson, Sydney Sweeney, Isabella Merced, and Celeste O'Connor are fine in this movie. It's nothing amazing. It's nothing genuinely that good either. Their performances are fine. The other thing that was kind of nice about the film was the futuristic element. I felt like for the most part, it wasn't handled terribly. It just wasn't as interesting as it could have been, but for what it was fine. And more specifically, probably the highlight with that power moment was near the ending of the first act, where there is an officer who gets into a car and dies, and she tries to help the situation. And with the outcome happening, it was actually a pretty, I don't want to say emotional scene, but I kind of bought into what Dakota Johnson's performance was going through and how the director portrayed that. That is probably the biggest compliment I can give the film, is in that moment. Other than that, everything else in this movie is a mess. The biggest issue, yet again, with these Sony Universe films, and I have to start it with this, is that they are trying to build a Spider-Man universe without Spider-Man in the center. Now I'm at a point where I genuinely don't even really care about these Sony films. I kind of expect it to be either a guilty pleasure movie or just a bad movie.
You're the coolest, you're the hottest, and you're the bravest.
No, I'm still standing right here.
And when it comes to the Spider-Man elements with this film, the whole Ben and May Parker thing, they show up in the first act for a couple minutes in some sequences, and then they're gone for about an hour or so, and then they show up in the third act for maybe 5 minutes, and then it's like, cool, thanks, we did that, bye. What was genuinely the point of bringing this character, Spider-Man, into this film if you were only going to do that? By the way, the new responsibility line that they tried to give in this film, it's from some random character in Peru to Madam Web, and it is horrible. Oh my God. And don't even get me started on ADR. Some of the worst ADR I've heard in a comic book movie pretty much ever. I'm talking The Room quality, where sometimes it doesn't even look like it matches the actor's voice. And clearly they went behind the scenes to do ADR, and they had all these different angles to choose to make it look like they're talking in this scene when really they're not. And that's fine, but there are so many moments where they do that, and they also plainly have the main villain's face right in front of you, and it doesn't match his mouth. The audio just doesn't match. It's ridiculous. It also doesn't help when your villain has lines like, "Where are my spiders?" The worst part was that they were trying to find a way of saying, hey, you know, we technically don't have a Spider-Man in this movie. We got pregnant May Parker here to be like, hey, look, cool, we're connecting things to one day maybe, and they already screwed the pooch on that, I guess. It's the fact that they used the villain to make up for the fact that there's no Spider-Man, because he wears a lame cosplay Spider-Man villain costume with no explanation at all about how he got it. Did he build it himself? Why has he been doing this? What has he been doing for the last 20 or 30 years, other than just having weird nightmares from the future about 3 women that are gonna kill him? It just doesn't make any sense, and it's super lame and stupid. Most of all, stupid. The script at the end of the day is the main issue. Here's an example for you. Madam Web has a deja vu moment where a pigeon crashes right into her window and dies. So what she does is lifts the window up and says, oh, nothing's gonna change. And then obviously the pigeon doesn't die, and then the pigeon lives to go free. And you wanna know what the writer's great idea was for her character to say, "I guess you didn't die." There lies the problem with this script. The writers think the audience is stupid. At the end of the day, who asked for this film? No one. This movie just isn't interesting, and worst of all, it's boring. I don't know why Sony is sticking to the strategy of, oh, let's make a Spider-Man universe without Spider-Man front and center. It's ridiculous, and even if they make some crazy tie-in to the MCU like they tried to do with Venom, it's just a waste of money for the studios, and it's a waste of time for the fans. So I'm going to give Madam Web a 3 out of 10. Before I go, I want to let you guys know that I have started a channel with my friends, and our first video is dropping this Friday. I'll leave a link in the description of this video so that you can go straight to our channel and subscribe today, and it's called Cine Talk. It's just going to be a very chill channel where we are going to talk about movies, entertainment, and other sorts of stuff. So yeah, our first episode drops this Friday at 12 o'clock, and yet again, go to the link in the description below, and please don't forget to subscribe to it. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this review. It really means a lot. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also don't forget to be blessed.